Hi, everybody. I just realized I didn't update one of the live stream titles, but okay. Um, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let me just tell a person I'm going on. Okay. It has been, we're going to burn the midnight oil. It's 11:33 here right now, and this has been day 1335, day 1335, and we're coming on late because it's been another really busy day. We're getting institutional support, and it really is moving at a faster pace because we have so much hard evidence, right? We have hard evidence now, and the real uh, implicator in all of this is the body cam video footage. Of course, we have Nadal Bayim, the FBI man. Of course, we have piles and piles of hard evidence for years, irregularities for years, and also circumstantial evidence for years. But there's nothing like body cam footage of Richard himself, um, that and the reason why this is such a big deal is because that night, that incident was uh, used for all of the retaliation that was on him, continuously, severely, the abuse of power, very plain to see, because in that video, all you see is Richard, a stellar soldier, one of America's finest. That's all you see. Respectful, doing whatever he asks, absolutely sober, and so they took that incident and they manipulated the narrative for it. They lied. They lied about that incident, and they lied continuously, and they lied maliciously, with malice, with intentional malice. They lied about our son, about his character, about what happened to him. Uh, to back up uh, absolute abuse of power retaliation that was continuous and severe. And so, because we have that video footage, and I think it started, I mean, we know that the institutional help started before then, didn't it? Um, because we ended up receiving the video footage. And by receiving the video footage, that means there's some goodwill out there. There's some real patriots that love our country, that love our volunteer sons and daughters. And they, thank God, released the video footage. So this is, I see that I'm on. And it's really important because the level of crime in our son's case is huge, because Richard's case is connected to the Walmart mass shooting case. And we contend that Richard became a whistleblower before the August 3rd, 2019, Dallas Hart's birthday, um, before that August 3rd, 2019 uh, mass shooting date. Before then, Richard was already a whistleblower, and there were audits then. The Fort Bliss was being scrutinized. There was IG all over the barracks because of Halliday. There was weapons flush all over Fort Bliss, and there were audits, and that's why we were told by Brigadier General, who's now a Major General, uh, David Stewart, who is implicated in this also, um, and that's a sad thing, because I think he didn't mean to be implicated. I think he and his wife meant to help, But yeah, I don't think they give people much of a choice. Um, it's like get everything taken away from you, like what's happening with President Trump right now with these cases where they want what for over $400 million or your property or whatever. I mean, who are these people? They are just the worst type of people. And um, but absolutely, Richard was retaliated against, and it was for nothing. I kept saying, for what? For what? I want to know for what. I honestly wanted to know for what. And they could never answer. They could never, all they could do was be aggravated. They could be aggravated. They could be, annoyed with us. Annoyed that we wanted to know why Richard was destroyed in the way that he was. And they didn't want us to ask those questions. And they didn't want to, they had no answers for those questions because he was a stellar soldier. And that incident was just a manipulation, was a setup, was a frame job. And now we have institutional support. And, the question is, who do we want arrested? Who would we want arrested first? Um, that's a pretty easy question, I think, to answer. I think many, many people need to be arrested in this. I think even Fort Bliss should be closed down because of what we know in this case with the Walmart case, with them willing to maintain their gravy train at any cost, including organizing a mass shooting. Um, that is, I think that's worthy of shutting down Fort Bliss, right? I think that's worthy of shutting down Fort Bliss and colluding and being, I would say, in business with the cartel. I would say illegal businesses going on, uh, all over the place there. And our leadership, when you have people that are assigned there, that grew up there, that are well established there, um, it is not um, hard to believe that they would collude together to illegally create, criminal networks to, you would think it would be for making money, and I think maybe that's a little bit of it. Um, Also, you would think that it would be for, and that is a little bit of it. But I think this is religious. I think it's very religious, and I think it is not a good religious. I think this is all about a cult, all about getting power inside the cult, because the crimes are so egregious. I mean, 85,000 unaccounted for minors in 2021 and 2022 alone. And now I'm hearing that in total, with the other installations, other border areas, it's 400,000. I mean, missing children, that is, please God, let that not be true, right? Let that not be true. So we're getting lots of intelligence coming in that Bob Moore does not own El Paso Matters. And so the retaliation that was against a key whistleblower in our son's case, which interfered in the search and investigation into the whereabouts of our son, um, was really contributed to El Paso Community Foundation. That's which is connected to the Walmart mass shooting, um, financially connected to all the donations, and they were the main distributor of all of the funds. And that all needs to be audited. That all needs to be audited. And, you know, the whole Walmart mass shooting and it being orchestrated and it being also used to tamper with an election, used to discredit President Trump and his supporters, the MAGA movement, Make America Great Again movement. Like, who in America wants to not like Make America Great Again, right? I don't understand that, but they really act like it's a terrible thing. That's why this is a cult. This is an anti-American cult that's involved in all of this. To me, um, because of everything that we know, and it just doesn't make sense why they would be going after our sons and daughters in the military that volunteer in the military like they do, and the participation in these sex cults and um, these these individuals like convicted criminal Leilani Hart. Why would they get involved with her? Why would they sell their soul out for 100% disability? Is it just for money? I don't buy that. I think this is um, has another purpose, and I think there's a lot of blackmail. I think there's a lot of these. Remember, Richard was in possession of these sex videos that he turned in as evidence, and we heard from many parents that these videos were being just airdropped onto people's phones, and like this was a really popular do. I mean, the security on Fort Bliss is so bad. The breach of security is plain for everyone to see. And if the commander wanted to shut down Fort Bliss, they absolutely could. And they were absolutely bringing girls on during the COVID. Um, and yeah, it just goes on and on and on. So I just want to let everyone know that we're bringing them a lot of hope tonight, because all of our letters we've just put together so many letters and sent them off, sent them through email, sent them through mail, sent them overnight. We have, I mean, I cannot tell you, I can't even count them all. One day we'll have to count all the letters that we have sent out, the arguments that we have made for our institutions to find their missing soldier, to find our missing soldier. So this is a good start, a good start of institutional support. Of course, I'm not at liberty to tell you which institutions are helping us, which institutions are moving forward with investigations, why they're moving forward with investigations. Um, I'm just asked not to reveal those things at this time, until the proper time, until I get the okay. And one of the questions is, who should be arrested first? And I don't know who they will arrest first. I don't know. It seems like everybody wishes for an arrest. Are they really going to arrest? I don't know if they're really going to arrest. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what the level of bravery is, what the level of justice is in the institutions. I know that we need to fight for it, that we need to grow it and fight for it, and fight for um, the courage to establish justice again, right? The courage to do it, because the complaint that we get all the time is that it's not going to happen. There's no accountability. It's not going to happen. And I'm like, so what's our option? That we let this sex cult criminal cabal just run free over our country and do what they want to our children, do what they want to other countries' children, do what they want to our volunteer sons and daughters, do what they want to our witnesses and whistleblowers, just shut down justice in our country. We're just supposed to stand by and let that happen and let them be vile and vulgar and angry when we want to know what happened to our soldier son, want to know what happened to our loved ones when they become victims. No, I'm not willing to just stand there and say, oh, well, there's no hope and so we can't do anything. No, we're going to day in and day out because it is the right thing to do. Establish justice right here in our country. Um, uh, you know, God's kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven, right? Here on earth as it is in heaven. That means an orderly, orderly country. That means a law-abiding country. That means a country that is ruled by laws, and that victims are protected, whistleblowers are protected, witnesses are protected, and that we can get justice and accountability. Absolutely. This is, so I don't know how far this is going to go. I know that, inch by inch is a cinch, and that you do the right thing. You do the right thing no matter what happens with the outcome, because it all builds upon itself. And we just have to be courageous to stand up against these monsters, these criminals like Patrick, St. Patrick. We just had St. Patrick's Day, and I was reading through him how he stood up against the monsters of his time that also just ruled the people with fear. One of the stories is that, on a cold night, you weren't allowed to light a bonfire. The Druids had to light the bonfire first, and nobody could be first in lighting their bonfire. They had to wait. They had to wait on their masters. And Patrick lit a huge, huge bonfire for the glory of God before the Druid kings. And, this was supposed to be on the threat of death. So he was like, telling them, go to hell. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. And so, we have to tell Satan to get behind us, right? To go to hell. And that is, how we stand up and get justice is just to not be afraid of these people. And of course, that it has a risk. That has a risk. But look what they did to Richard. Look what they did to Richard. And are we just going to stand there and allow that to happen? I just can't do. We just can't do that. We have to look at what they did to Asia Graham. Look at what they did to Austin Hawke. Look at what they did to Enrique Roman Martinez. Look at what they did to Elder Fernandez. Look at what they did to so many. Lavina Johnson. Look at what they've done to Glennon Oakley Jr., right? So this is something that just won't go away. It just will get worse and worse. I mean, you're talking about 85,000 missing children, 400,000 missing children. That's not by accident, right? And don't tell me that they don't have enough money and resources and people to, keep track of these individuals and of these children, and that they don't even vet who they give the children to, right? I mean, that has been coming out in the news. So I'm really, really encouraged that we're not alone, that we have institutional support, people that are in our institutions that can make a real difference. If you're in our institution and you have a love of God, that you have a love of justice, that you have a love of our volunteer sons and daughters, well, God bless you then. Absolutely, God bless you, and thank you for helping. And someone in that El Paso Police Department has a love of God and a love of our volunteer sons and daughters, because we received that body cam footage that shows that Richard is standing there as a stellar soldier, so beautiful, so cooperative, so respectful, so sober, and that all of the retaliation that was done to him clearly had a different motive. Clearly, it was because he was a whistleblower reporting the criminal activities on Fort Bliss. Clearly, there's no other. We know that the IG were all over the barracks because of Halliday. We know that he reported to CPS and handed in the sex videos that were just flying everywhere. And we know that Boleyn is involved in that. And it is her canine cop that made the traffic stop in a parking lot to frame Richard with another police officer. And so, if they're giving us this video, we're hoping that we're going to get news that they're also investigating these two canine cop and this other police officer for their wrongdoing in all of this. So that is the breaking news for tonight. Really major developments as far as institutional help. Richard is not in cold case. We never allowed that to happen. This is not a cold case. It never was a cold case. And so there is ongoing investigations right now. And I think this is big breaking news. And it's just going to get bigger. It's just going to get bigger. And we will, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Just pray. And, your help with us, with all of the work that we're doing behind the scenes, and it's like we are just writing away, writing letters and putting all the pieces together for so many in the institutions every day. And your help is the sharing this information, sharing past videos, sharing TikToks, sharing by word of mouth, supporting our soldiers, supporting our service members, supporting our whistleblowers, supporting witnesses in cases like this, because they've absolutely been tampered with and harassed and bullied, absolutely 100%, and whistleblowers also. And we just absolutely can't allow that to go on. We have to protect them. And Richard, was under this 24-hour watch, and that was not because of anything else except for that he was a whistleblower, and that's why they got, his security detail didn't show up that day, right? Because Richard was a stellar soldier, and he was just protecting him as a whistleblower. And I shouldn't say just, I should say that's a very, very important job. But there are so many breaches of protocol, so much dereliction in duty, and the leadership is a failed leadership, that that you had Richard being forcibly removed from his barracks room on Fort Bliss under 24-hour watch, and then the command failed to even contact family that Richard was a whistleblower, and that is protocol too. That's regulation. And when he went missing, they also failed to notify us, which is also a break in protocol and failed leadership. So this is coming in very clearly now. The pieces, it's kind of like our Operation Hansel and Gretel, morsel by morsel, and we'll put all the puzzle pieces together and we'll see clearly what happened to Richard and what was going on there at Fort Bliss. So please share, please comment, please like. Thank you so much. God bless you. And we will be back tomorrow, hopefully a little bit earlier, and hopefully some lives. I just need to go on and explain what's going on during the day. So thank you so much. God bless you. And I will be back tomorrow, God willing.